Alright, so I'm just gonna do a little coaching session for my boy Sire Necklord, aka Trever. So I'll probably refer to him as Trever, maybe Necklord, I don't know, depends. Switch up. But this is the person we're gonna be following, Necklord in the ZSR Octane. And he didn't want to do like a coaching session, so I decided to just record this video for him. And if he wants to watch it and learn, and if he doesn't want to watch it and just wants to ignore, alright, totally fine. Alright, anyway, let's just start the game off. So he's playing with me, Tidy, over there in the left, and my brother Derpticus as well. So my tip for avoiding this type of thing is, the biggest thing for kickoffs is watching the enemies and your teammates and like knowing where they are, right? So like, for instance, let's go back and just watch the kickoff. So for instance, like, he has block him off. Alright, he sees the enemy, it bounced towards the enemy, and the enemy could clear this, he could dribble it, whatever. But he also sees me going for the boost, which is there, but replay bug. So it's likely that I'm going to turn and challenge this. And we know that my brother went back right, so he's going to be nowhere near this play. So just looking at the enemies and teammates in kickoffs is definitely the biggest thing for getting the right positioning and reading the play from as quickly as possible. Yeah, let's move on to the next area here. I'm not really going to talk about mechanical stuff too much. Mostly just positioning, and if there's a few mechanical things that I notice that are very common, then I'll bring those up. But until then, yeah, okay, this is a big problem here. So this type of jump, when you do this type of pre-jump, you're basically asking for the enemy to hit it over you. And you can see your teammate, me, I'm already going to challenge this, so there's no point in you going for this ball. Because it's just a double commit, pretty much. But luckily there was no one there for them to pass to, and yeah. Okay, another like, this is a very common thing, right? So like, a lot of times you'll be jumping when someone's gonna like hit the ball anyway. So like, you see me, I'm in this like the exact same position you are. You can see me like underneath you. But I'm not gonna go for this because I know that someone else is already going for this. So I was like, there's no point in me going for it because they're gonna beat me to it and they're just gonna hit it over me. So it'd be better if you just waited. Like if you just waited right here, let's say, not right here, like right here after you see this guy jump. So let's imagine that you stopped right here. Right. So if you just stop right here, look where that guy would have passed. Would have passed straight to you. Okay, good job turning around there. So sometimes I talk about like staying upfield and whatnot for passes, but since there's someone in front of you, it's really good for you to just instantly turn around to defend, because you already have someone upfield, so you don't need to like stay upfield. You can see Jimmy up there; he's already up there. So, oh, that's another one. You're out of the play for like so long. Like, you should be back like right now. Like, you can clear that ball away. And in fact, we get scored on here. Yeah. Like, look how close you are to being able to defend this, but because you were out of the play for like 10 seconds, not really that long, but you know what I mean. And keeping yourself out of the play so long, you can like get back and help your team. So, and that just roots from this overcommit here. Like, your whole, like, the only point of challenging this is to make him throw it away. Now, to do that, like, all you have to do is basically drive with the ball and have him pop it up and turn around. Now, going for a dunk is just super risky. But I would just recommend just making him throw away the ball and turning around to start with. That's definitely like the most important thing. It's just like pressure without, sometimes like, you don't even have actual pressure, but just your presence is a pressure. There's me sucking with a try and mind your kickoff. It's really hard. Okay, so this seems like the biggest problem. So literally, all you do is just sit here, Because he's goal side. Now, if he wasn't goal side, then going for a dunk would be totally fine because it would actually dunk towards the net. But because he's goal side, anytime you touch this ball, it's not going anywhere near the net. He's always gonna like either get it past you or just 50-50, and it's still gonna go like out. Okay, you're gonna commit here, yeah. Same thing. Like, all you need to do here is just drive right there. You don't even need to jump. He already popped that out. Like, your presence there makes him jump, pop it out. And you just like turn around, shadow, and then like challenge after he like has popped it out already. Now, since you got the bump on him, which is like probably kind of lucky, I think he might have been bumping you or something. Didn't work out too bad. I tried to be a hero in 1v3, but couldn't do it. That's a goal. Yeah. Nice. See, this is what I'm talking about. Let me just go back here a little bit. So you're here, you're in a great spot here. You did a really good job of not full on committing to that. Even though you were like trying to go for a weird like slide shot, you weren't like gone for like 5 seconds. You like recovered really fast, and that's what's important. That right there is exactly why you want to not be overcommitting. The first play this entire game that you did a really good job not fully committing, you scored because of it. So recap is the biggest things were overcommitting, like whenever the enemy would be dribbling or about to hit the ball or whatever, you would just jump at it like hoping to block. And that is not what you want to do at all. What you want to do is just force them to hit the ball away and then defend it. Okay, so sometimes they'll hit it over you, and that's totally fine unless you're completely last back. If you're last back, it's a little different. We'd have to talk on a whole nother video about that. But biggest thing is not overcommitting so much so that you can be more active in the play. Now, if you just dodge at the ball, like if you just full on try to get lucky and fly at the ball, number one, you're trying to be lucky. So if they're good enough, they're going to get past you. And that's the thing I really don't like to see is whenever somebody just says they make a play and the play basically says if the enemy's good enough they'll get past me, or if they're good enough they'll score or whatever. I really don't like that. I want to see like if I'm good enough I can defend, or if I'm good enough I'm gonna score. You know, I don't want to see the like letting the enemy score. I want to see you letting yourself score. I would say almost certain the biggest thing would be if you just want one thing to focus on, it's that. To not overcommit. And if you want examples of not overcommitting, then we can do another video or a live thing where I show you like what I do and then what I think you would most likely do, and then try to get you to do more what how I defend and so hope this video helped and that you can start winning more, and yeah, so thanks for watching.